Section 1. The Trap of Loud Success. There is a quiet shift happening right now among women who are quietly changing their financial realities. For a long time, we were taught that success had to be loud. We were told that to be accomplished, we had to show the luxury tags, post the aesthetic laptop setups at 6 a.m. on our personal stories, and constantly prove to the world and our social circles that we were thriving. But the truly elevated woman has realized a dangerous truth about loud success. It comes with a tax, and that tax is paid in envy, unwanted opinions, and psychological surveillance. When you are working a traditional 9-to-5 job, or when you are trying to heal your life behind closed doors, projecting your goals onto the world creates resistance. The moment you tell your coworkers, your friends, or even some of your family members that you are trying to build a business, save $10,000, or change your identity, an invisible counterforce begins to operate. People don't always want to see you fail, but they almost never want to see you outgrow the version of you that makes them feel comfortable. The low-key woman understands that privacy is her ultimate economic leverage. She has adopted what psychologists call a high-boundary orientation. She has stopped trying to look rich to people she doesn't even respect and has started focusing entirely on becoming rich in the dark. She doesn't post her next moves because she knows that a seed grows best when it is buried in the dirt, completely hidden from the light, where no one can dig it up to check on its progress. If you are currently sitting in your car before a shift, calculating your attendance points, or feeling suffocated by a corporate structure that treats you like a line item, your first instinct might be to complain online or look for instant validation. But the elevated woman takes a different route. She detaches her mouth from her execution. She uses her day job as her primary investor, keeps her head down, and begins to build a digital empire completely detached from her government name. She understands that the most powerful thing she can possess is a high bank account and a low profile. Section 2. The Architecture of Anonymity. Let's break down the psychological architecture of anonymity. Why are the most successful digital entrepreneurs moving toward faceless brands? It isn't because they are hiding from shame, it is because they are protecting their focus. When your face is the entirety of your brand, you are constantly trading your personal appearance and your daily emotions for views. If you have dark under-eye bags from working until midnight on your side business, or if you are mentally exhausted from your day job, a personal brand demands that you show up, put on a smile, and perform. The faceless, low-key woman refuses to perform. She creates systems, products, and digital assets that stand on their own value, not her daily look. This creates an unshakable sense of peace. When your page is built on specific high-value solutions, like teaching another woman how to organize her content, how to budget effectively, or how to romanticize her mundane routine, the audience isn't analyzing your face. They are looking at the mirror you are holding up to their lives. Furthermore, anonymity provides absolute professional safety. Many women stay trapped in corporate cycles because they are terrified of what their employer, their manager, or their jealous coworkers will say if they discover their side hustle. They worry that their ambition will be viewed as a lack of loyalty to their 9-to-5, leading to micromanagements or targeted write-ups. The low-key woman eliminates this fear entirely. She locks down her digital footprint. She blocks her phone contacts from syncing with her business social media platforms. She uses voice filters, strategic text carousels, and high-aesthetic AI images to deliver her message. She creates a distinct separation between her corporate identity and her sovereign entity. By the time her employer realizes she has an alternative income stream, she is already signing the lease on her freedom. Think about the psychological relief of knowing that your income is growing every single night while you sleep, and not a single soul in your office has any idea how powerful you are becoming. That is true luxury. It's the feeling of walking into a corporate building knowing that you don't actually need the building to survive. The building becomes a temporary choice, not a lifetime sentence. Section 3. The Identity Shift and Aesthetic Competence. You cannot build an elevated bank account with a compromised identity. Money is a byproduct of self-respect. If you view yourself as a tired, stuck employee who is at the mercy of a corporate point system, your actions will match that low vibrational state. You will wake up late, rush through your morning, show up to your desk feeling fragmented, and spend your evening scrolling mindlessly on your phone because your energy is entirely drained. The low-key woman practices what is known as identity shifting. She creates an alter ego, a version of herself that is already a full-time, high-earning entrepreneur, and she begins to live out that identity while she is still working her 9 to 5. This starts with her physical presentation, but not in a way that requires spending thousands of dollars on luxury items. She focuses on aesthetic competence. This means choosing low-effort, high-impact routines that signal absolute order and self-care. Instead of leaving her hair undone or stressing over complex styling routines every morning, she masters the art of the 10-minute sleek look. A perfectly executed slick-back bun or an elegant claw clip style doesn't just look clean, girl. It operates as a psychological boundary. When her hair is pulled back, her mind is locked in. She looks organized, which makes her feel organized, which forces the world around her to treat her with a different level of respect. She applies this same intentionality to her wellness. She treats her under-eye bags not just as a cosmetic issue, but as a direct indicator of her stress boundaries. She implements a strict evening wind-down routine to reclaim her peace from the day. She stops eating junk food at her desk out of emotional exhaustion and begins to fuel her body like an asset. When she sits in her car before her shift starts, she doesn't spend those 20 minutes dreading the clock. She turns her front seat into a high-end mobile studio. She catches the natural morning sunlight on her phone, taking clean, aesthetic product pictures or capturing subtle footage of her journal and her morning coffee. She understands that every single piece of her daily life can be monetized if she views it through the lens of a creator rather than a consumer. She is no longer just going to work. She is gathering footage for her documentary of escaping the system. Section 4, The Mathematics of Quiet Freedom. Let's talk about the cold, hard numbers, because motivation without math is just a delusion. The low-key woman does not build her life on wishes. She builds it on a spreadsheet. Most people suffer from financial anxiety because they look at their income as one giant, terrifying block. They think, my rent is $2,000, my car note is $500, how am I ever going to replace this 9 to 5 salary? This paralyzes them, causing them to stay stuck at jobs that drain their souls because the safety of a bi-weekly paycheck feels impossible to replicate. The elevated woman breaks the matrix down into micro steps. She looks at the internet not as a place to be entertained, but as a global transaction machine that runs 24 hours a day. She understands that to experience true safety, she must decouple her time from her money. If you work a traditional job, you are paid for your presence. If you aren't in the building for 8 hours, you do not get paid. Your income is strictly capped by the number of hours you can physically stay awake. But a digital asset, such as an interactive workbook, a template, or a highly specific digital planner, does not require your physical presence to generate wealth. Consider the daily math of freedom. If you create a high-value digital asset using your natural skills of organization, design, or lifestyle strategy, and you price it at a reasonable high-vibe price point like $27, your path to independence becomes incredibly simple. To make over $1,500 a month in pure profit, you do not need 1 million followers. You do not need to go viral on the evening news. You only need to solve a specific problem for 2 people a day. 2 sales a day completely changes your relationship with your 9 to 5. When those $27 notifications start hitting your phone at 11 p.m. while you are watching your favorite comfort movie, or at 7 a.m. while you are getting your morning coffee, a profound psychological shift occurs. You realize that your day job is no longer your master. Your day job is simply a temporary venture capitalist that is funding your infrastructure while you build your exit ramp. You stop getting the Sunday scaries because you realize that your freedom isn't an if. It is a mathematical certainty. Section 5, Reclaiming Your Sovereignty. As we close this discussion, I want you to take a moment to visualize what true sovereignty looks like for you. It isn't about being a multi-millionaire jet setter overnight. It's about the luxury of time ownership. It's the ability to wake up on a Tuesday morning without an alarm screaming in your ear. It's the luxury of walking downstairs, grabbing a high-quality coffee, and sitting in your car or at a local park, feeling the sun on your skin, knowing that your income for the day is already taken care of by the digital systems you built in silence. It's the freedom to spend your mornings working for 90 minutes on your phone, coordinating your digital storefronts, and then spending the rest of the day completely alone, resting, or sharing beautiful moments with the loved ones who actually respect your peace. It's a life with less corporate structure and a lot more personal freedom. If you are ready to stop giving your best 8 hours to a company that would list your job opening before your obituary is printed, you have to change your strategy. Stop trying to do what everyone else is doing. Stop posting to be seen and start building to be free. Lock down your privacy, shift your daily appearance to match the woman you are becoming, and master the digital math that sets you free. If you are ready to build this exit strategy alongside me, I have packaged my entire personal system, including my exact anonymity protocols, my car studio photography setups, my 2-hour Sunday content batching matrix, and my multiple streams financial trackers into a complete, high-aesthetic, interactive digital guide called the 9 to 5 Alter Ego Blueprint. The link is at the very top of the description box below. It is designed specifically for the girl who is tired of counting corporate points and is ready to start counting her own profit. Remember, you do not have to be a loud content machine to be an independent money machine. You just have to be a low-key problem solver. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Protect your peace, build in silence, and I will see you in the next deep dive.